starting to leak. I need to be careful. Make sure I got safety glasses on too. I meant to put them on. I usually have been working with them for like a minute since I had an injury with my eye. There it comes. Come on. Let's get out of here. So just let that drain out. I want to get another drain pan underneath, and should be a 14 millimeter bolt. I'm going to use a ratchet wrench. I got some long ratchet wrenches here. I'm going to use that to collect the engine oil. I don't want to mix the two, so let's get something under there. Next, I'm going to, I hope there's proper lighting for you. I apologize. Let me clean this magnet before I attach it. Get right there. And going to, while the fluid is draining, I got the engine oil draining, and I got the coolant both draining at the same time. The coolant going to take a minute. Make sure you take the coolant cap off so that way it can come out more, and I want to drain as much as possible. I'm removing the cotter pin for the axle nut. Why? Because I want to begin the process to remove. Really, I just want to remove the axles on both sides, and this intermediate shaft shouldn't be a problem to come out. There's two 13 millimeter bolts that lay in here for another bracket that keeps the bearing. And that's not like a necessarily like a bearing, but like a journal or whatever you type of rope. It doesn't serve a purpose that's like ball bearings, but it's like an oversized bearing that usually rests inside of the house, and yeah, it should slide out the transmission. And I don't remember if you possibility that you could lose transmission fluid, which is not a problem. You just usually keep note of how much you lose or what you need. Either way, when you're doing a job like this, I would assume that you are putting in fresh fluids, right? Because, you know, we're putting in a different engine. We want to last long. So if we don't try to use the same stuff all the time, this is why jobs like this could be costly. And for me to be giving this out in a how-to video is, you should be thankful ultimately, because there's guys out there that won't do it. We just do the job and then just be done with it. But I'm doing y'all a solid. So sometimes you gotta wedge this out and it'll literally fall out the cotter pin. So you literally put that inside of the jack right there so it won't lose. Let's get this washer out. This should be a 32 millimeter electric impact. Make sure you get one of these. Power tools will help you out with the job. So you'll see various tools. If you got questions, let me know, and I'll point you to a good selection or something feasible that you can buy. You want to be doing this with hand tools. It hurts with hand tools, trust me. I imagine y'all got those fancy Milwaukees and all of that to be able to push the axle shaft inside of the help this up. Next, what I'm going to do is, this car needs control arms and it does not pass inspection. I'll let her know that. You can probably get a nice pair of control arms probably from 1aauto.com for a good price, and it's one of those type of parts that you have to change those from time to time because they rest in the braking system. And what I mean is, when you hit those brakes, you do stress out those bearings. But when you accelerate, the bushings. When you accelerate, you stress the bushings as well. So we don't want that problem. I don't know why that was there. So we're gonna go for the ball joints for the lower control arm. And I'm going to lube that up. I'll show you what that looks like in a second with the GoPro. From this view, I'm hoping you can hear it. I'm going to try to talk loud. So it looks like this could be I thought it was a 16. I'm mad. So let me go back in my drawer real quick. I try to be speedy. It's meant to be set up. I'm going to take an 18 or a 17 just in case I don't have to walk back and forth. So you're going to need a wrench to lock down on the other side. So obviously it's not it. So this side is an 18. And then the other side should be smaller. No, that's an 18 too. So I'll go get it's probably not like a Chevy where they keep one end bigger than the other or whatever. I'll get a wrench to lock it down. Looks like I'll be able to get a 18. Where are you? Come on, here you go. And I'll lock that down. My apologies for not being prepared, but you should be thankful I'm doing this in the first place. So I guess I'm not really sorry. I felt like it could be a 17 in the back, but really, I just needed to stop. So, as long as I'm strictly good. So that should come out no problem. If it don't, you might gotta knock it out or guide it out with a wrench while it's spinning at the same time from the backside. Where the head at. If you've been following me, you will know about that trick. If you don't follow me, you don't know about that trick. So now, you should be able to get a pry bar. I'm going to force the ball joint, the stud for it. I'm going to force that out of the knuckle. Why am I going to force it out the knuckle? Because that's what the H I'm going to do. Because I want to get the axle out. That's why. So it look like I can separate it down, or in this manner. Try to control. Here we go. We're free. So now that we're free, we can move freely. Be careful with the ball joint boot, or you get what I'm saying, the shield boot. Now spin this axle nut off. Put that in there. I'm gonna get the axle out of the hub itself, so I might just need a socket just to tap softly. Don't go on the shaft all crazy. Literally, it should wiggle out. If not, you might gotta force it out more. And then, if you got a problem, you might gotta undo your brake hose. It looked like I can get away without doing it, but here we go, I got it. And now I got room. Got my long ratchet set up, wobble set up, Harbor Freight style. Doesn't matter as long as you get it done. That's one. And I'm gonna go for the second one. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the room from up in here since it's wobbly. I imagine you guys can get in there with a better setup than me. I just grab whatever I thought in a fashioning manner, but I do got other alternatives. Yeah, I do swivel sockets, 3/8, all that shish kabang. So we're gonna get this bracket out, and I'm gonna put this in here, and put all three of them, 2 bolts, 1 bracket underneath here, the jack stand. So now I should be able to pull the axle out, which it does come out. So it looks like we will lose fluid. So for that, I'm gonna get the catch can. First, I need to drain the catch can. Let me do that. I can probably put it up here. And should be able to pull out, but I need to get the drain pan underneath where I think it's gonna leak at. I got it. It looks like I let the rotor touch my neck. I don't like that. Ew. You got a clean shower earlier. Let's wipe it off. I don't like that. Some of you guys don't care. As you can see, I work with gloves. I don't like nothing touching me. That's just how I am. Even though my hands do get dirty, I try to keep them clean. And it's like we are losing fluid, but I got a catch can underneath so I can proceed. And let's get this out. If your race is stuck in here, like this is what I'm talking about here, it is a bearing actually. I don't know why I said it didn't have bearing. Some of them don't rotate like this. Some of them do on like different cars, but this one got a rotating bearing obviously. But if it don't come out, you might gotta heat it up or soak it with PB Blaster for a while. In my case, it came out as if it came out before. And the axle don't look too old. It's just the boot is and we need to look like shit splattered out everywhere and lost its lubricant in the inside. So axle grease. So the best, cheapest route is just to get another reman axle. So now I got that separated. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side. But because I showed you how to do this side, I feel like I don't have to show you how to do the driver's side, right? You get where I'm going with this. Let's go. Next, I'm going to dig in my toolbox because I want to recover my hose clamp tool. Alright, I got one from Macro Tools. I'm going to start separating the coolant hose. I imagine I'm going to lose coolant, so make sure you're going to get a catch can underneath. I said the wrong hose, I'm sorry, I was just jibber jabbering. I'm going to remove the heater hose connections. Got one right here, and then follow the next one that comes off right there. And they are different sizes and distance, so it's dummy proof. If you got one of the ones that looks identical, just be sure to mark one and don't mark the other, so that way you know where they go. So got it squeezed up, so now be able to get this rotated. You might gotta grab some pliers to get like a small rotation going on. I believe I got mine rotated. Now I just need to walk it off. As I imagine this hose never been off before. see if I can get a screwdriver or a pry bar. Let's give this another shot. I had grabbed some pliers instead of using the hose clamp, so you should be able to get it better. What I did was took a pry bar and I pried up against this hose clamp right here, and just was able to wedge it out, and should be able to get it out now. So you shouldn't have too much coolant come out. So you should have already drained it. Come on. All right. Good. Next, I'm gonna get the second one, which is right here. Sometimes using pliers is just better anyway, because it'll be a pain in the. Hey, we already know that. I'm working the second one. Come on. And just to move that clamp back. And I like to grab the pliers, spread them out, and lightly, do not force it with a bite, but just lightly rotate the clamp, the hose, like just the way I did. That way you can back it out. Grab your two thumbs and push it away. It may be a little hard, but put some muscle into it, you'll be alright. And we got that off. So we got the heater hose separated. We are losing coolant. That's fine, it's coming out of the heater cord. So now it's good for me to it's dripping into, mix it in a little bit. Just not a lot. Only a little bit went into the catch can for the transmission fluid. I don't care, whatever. We have all coolant connections off of the, no we don't, I lied. We have two more coolant connections, which I want to work their upper radiator hose. Get that off. Get you, usually if you just spread it, and then you should be able to rotate it off, pry it, it will walk off. Just give it a little bit, come on. That thing's stubborn, because they got corrosion all built up all around there. And then you should be able to get the lower radiator hose. I imagine I don't have to tell you this. My lower radiator hose is right here, and I get a camera for y'all, that's fine. And I'm gonna adjust this lower radiator hose. Why? Because like I said, I need all coolant connections separated off of the engine. We got the fuel connection, we got the evap connections, heater hose, upper lower radiator hose. Next would be the transmission lines that I'm gonna go underneath, and we're gonna get those separated as well. So we're moving forward, we're making progress. And I know at this point in the video you want to know how much longer you have before you can get the engine out. So I'll let you know that maybe in a few clips I need to get a few more connections off. I'm like really close to being there. My next guess, because I've been analyzing the whole thing as I've been working, trying to make up stuff, I probably won't see with the camera. I'll just chit chat it in this view right here. I want to remove the strut tower bar along with the wiper cowl, and that should give me enough room, because I may be able to get away with just leaving the intake manifold. I imagine it's a pain in the ass to separate, and I don't want to separate. So that look like that's the route we're gonna go. So we're there, we are close, like we're getting hot. Maybe you can see, maybe you can't, but I'm gonna do the transmission cooler lines. There's two lines coming off of the transmission. You should be able to get in there with some smaller pliers, medium-sized ones to do. These are kind of like dummy proof. When I say dummy proof, just pay attention to the way the hose is routed. If you have to force it in place, you know it's not in the right spot. We're going to just rotate on the hose just to break it free, separate it. You're going to lose transmission fluid, shouldn't be a lot. It will level off on its own. Ask me how, because I do transmissions. Get the second one off. It should be in and out. It literally just works just like that. Fluid comes in and fluid comes out. Don't like overstress anything or which way it flows and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to separate the second hose, and that leaves me with the power steering pressure, high pressure. There's a banjo bolt on a there's a banjo bolt on a power steering pump we're going to remove. It'll probably be easier for you to lift the engine up out of place just a little bit just to get to the bolt, or you make it sneak up underneath and do it. Either way, of course, I'll let you guys know on what's next to do, of course. Alright, underneath the vehicle, I'm assuming you did take off those brackets. There's two 13mm bolts for the bracket that bring down I like that down pipe too. That way you can be able to hang it down and get that mount bolt out, like I said, 18mm, and zip that out, no problem. Next I'm going to be working on getting the coolant fan out. Why am I getting the coolant fan out? Because I don't want nothing to be in my way when I'm taking this engine out, and if I need to make any type of rotation or whatever it is, I don't want to be in my way. So luckily we held in with only like a few clips, I'm sorry, connectors. So you got one connector right here, press it in, and you should be able to set, like, come up on it. Here we go, it's one. Then we got another one over here where the cooler hose come at, and I use clips to press them in because it's older from age or whatever. Got those two separated, and then the next thing we're gonna do, there is two 10mm bolts you're gonna separate. Got one right here, and then the other one right there. So however you want to get in there with like a little small ratchet, we're gonna get in there with a splitter, 3/8 style. There may be like a little clip. If you want to break it, you can. Just make sure you zip it, tie it back into place good. I imagine this one won't separate pretty good anyway. And the second one, I'm gonna group these together. I'm not gonna bag these. Why? Because I know exactly what they are by length, size, and you get what I'm going. I'm gonna get this out. Maybe that's a bad idea. Looks like we still connected to something. Let's put that back in there for now. Let's not worry about that. I'm just trying to make some space, that's all. Rotate this hose around, and looks like I should be able to flip up on the radiator. You might have to finesse this out, but get it out of its pocket first, and then you'll be able to maneuver it around and make sure you don't have anything additional connected to it that's going to prevent you from taking it out. I imagine, since I got this far, that I don't have nothing connected to it, and that came up just like that. Last thing I want to do is get the oil filter separated. Remove it. I don't know why I didn't do that before, but like I said, I don't have no specific order when I do things. I just usually as I go. So look like I can't rotate it by hand, so I'm going to get in there with like maybe some pliers, some type of pliers. I can grab it with the oil filter wrench pliers. If you want to grab one, I got these from Lowe's, and it might not be like the correct size, but if they all ain't the correct size, so what I can do in a situation, I'm gonna stick a tool in here, make up the difference, sandwich it in there, and should be able to give it a rotate. Now, because it technically wasn't the right size, but we're gonna make it the right size. Come on, get your butt on it. There we go, we turn it. Yeah, we go, we got action. Just bent up a little bit. I don't care. That's not even my favorite tool anyway. I got a better one in my box. So let's get this removed. And the reason I'm removing the oil filter, because like I said, it's gonna stop you from getting the engine out. Another thing I wanted to do, because I know this might give me problem, is I'm gonna remove the crankshaft pulley, and I don't even know what size it is. It could be an 18, it could be a 19, it could be a 21. I don't know. I got a, where's my 19 at? Got tools like literally everywhere in here. Let's try this 19. That's exactly what it is, and I need my axle. I'm leaking transmission fluid over here. I think I need a multitask a little bit better. And let's put this socket away so I don't lose it. We look like a 16. And I hope, you paid attention, because I called out like both sizes and like whatnot, so you know what tools to grab. Seem like that. I got you. Hold on. I'm going to use the weighted socket that I bought from Honda. I got a video that did okay, but everybody was saying I should have bought the socket, so I bought that a hot minute ago and only used it a few times, so let's try it again. So the weighted socket did worked really good. And get this off. Should be able to just wiggle off, I imagine. This crankshaft pulley is annoying, but I was able to get some leeway. I've been trying it left and right, and holding the right side and pulling at the same time. If you want to crack the timing cover, that's on you. The engine is getting replaced, so I couldn't care if I did anyway. But I have a puller. I imagine I can get off no problem. And also imagine doesn't require much effort. Look like I see some rust in between. Yeah, getting somewhere. I should be able to. It's not working. Just keep. I also need another pry bar. Got it. And that comes right out just like that. Bam. Don't lose your nut. And don't worry about the keyway. They don't come out. It looks like they want to just stay in there. So now I got room to lift this up without it hitting anything in the AC compressor. It's literally going to hang in there. I might even try to, when I lift the engine up, have it hang all the way down so it's not completely in the way. So far as I'm concerned, we're ready to chain up the engine and get it removed. Now I'm at the point of removal, but I need to get a few things out the way. This engine hoist, I don't know, I might gotta buy another one to get that one got like a leak, and I don't want to be dealing with things that are leaking all the time. So I'm gonna set this up and get ready to prepare for removal. I'll let you know where I strapped it up on the engine, just for like a reference point. You guys can strap it up the way you want to strap. I don't tell y'all what to do. The only thing I'm telling y'all what the hell I did. And you don't like what I did, then I'll get the H out of here. Alright, I need to take care of a few things. One, make sure you remove this reservoir for the power steering out the way. It's like grab a flathead screwdriver and it's like a little lever thingy that you can just pry out of the way and it'll flex back. I want to take out this dog bone mount. Came out good. And I'm going to do the same thing for right there. Look like someone before already bent this strut tower up to get that bolt out. Well, thank you for that, because that helped me. And if you can, we seem to don't want to come out and be shy. That's fine. We leave it there for a second and I'll worry about this one right here, which I can easily do. Let's see if now we can get it. It's like quite annoying. Be able to finesse it out by hand at this point. Now imagine what you're going through already, trying to get this out, and you're probably like, hey man, this dude got patience. Well man, I've been doing this job for a long time, so I'm not saying ain't nothing I ain't see, but ain't too many things that can impress me when it comes to working on cars. So I'm gonna leave this bolt over here, and there's one more. I believe those bolts are like identical, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. Just make sure they're like the same size, except one get a washer and the other one don't, and you should be able to sneak this dog bone now out. If that don't come out clearly, I need to remove this bracket right here, because I'm gonna need that to get the engine to drop down. So it's gonna be 18 and 2. Probably 4/16 I think. Now, if you are paying attention, get more light for you, you'll see that I went and used a long bolt, and then there's a nut that I used to make up the space so it don't bend, but I drove it until this is like a whole bracket that, I don't know, like some type of apparatus to connect the other part of the, basically it's two brackets. One I'm removing, but the other one there's already a threaded hole in it, and you can use that to get studded in. I got a chain, and then on the other side, I took out a bolt and replaced it with a longer, which I'll show you. Get that out. Bam. One more. You see the engine dropping. We don't like that. So let's go ahead and lift this engine up just to take the tension off of the mount. I don't want to strip up the bolts and shit. So get that going just like that. And let's finish it. So we are out with these. These are like dummy proof too, so y'all know where they go at. Alright, and don't be that fool to put a long bolt that's designed to go on something that's so short. And get this 18 nut out. And should be able to have movement in the engine without like much problem. So let's give it a tug. Let's get this mount out first. Let's get this other mount out. We got two mounts out. Let's sit on the floor. I want to put this nut back on the stud just because I can. We'll retrieve that later. For now, let's get the mounts off over here. If we peek up under here, I took a bolt out that was like the same exact bolt that was like this short, and I replaced it with something longer with the same thread pitch. And I got it in there, hit it down all the way. I was trying to get something on the transmission, but nah, I'd rather do it for the engine's sake. Let's get an 18 with the gun. It's going to crack free the nut for the transmission mount, and I may have to hit this with a hammer to get it to drop down. And I'm going to leave this nut on here. Come on, thread it up. So I had an idea. Remove 6mm bolt right here on the side, and then 2 on top for this whole bracket. I'll just take the whole thing out as a whole. Alright. Should bag these bolts up. Y'all know how I am. I got too many out. The ones on the other side I'm not going to bag up because two of them are like ridiculously long, and I don't want to try to put those in the bag. But I don't need to label these bags. Why? Because I look at the bag, I know what the hell it's for. Just sit that right there, and let's attempt to see. Maybe we can try something, do something. I have absolutely no idea. Let's try it. It looks like we have play action with the engine, which is a... Ooh, we had to set in on the chain, that's fine. But I'm able to move around, so that's a good part. So I want to finesse this. I want to lift, let me see, maybe drop down the AC compressor or try to lift up. Let me see. Oh, we got another evap hose over here. Let me get that separated. I'm going to tug on the engine, pull it away while I lift at the same time. Be careful with the connections in the back. Now, let's see what else I can do. Like I said, I'm freestyling this. AC compressor ain't in my way. I want to try to bring this engine forward towards me. Get that away. The issue really is this transmission mount. Like the shit like mad annoying right now because I wanted to take the whole bracket out with it, but it seemed to just be staying. Since this is gonna be a problem for me, I'm gonna clear up space here. Why? Because I want to remove the wiper cowl, the whole wiper cowl, because we got the intake manifold. Unless I want to reach underneath and try to separate it, I don't think I want to do that. We just show you like the easier way. So let me get the wiper cowl cleaned up. So we're gonna take out the wiper blades. I'm gonna make a marking on the windshield. Got like some yellow paint or whatever. Mark it up so that way the wipers go back in the same place. And let me get this cowl cleaned up. I'm gonna talk louder because I got the heater on. But I was able to make way with this without taking the wiper cowl, even though I was prepared to take it off. To each his own, whatever floats your boat, that's up to you. Luckily I took the radiator fans out because now I got room to keep coming forward. So literally what I did was grabbed it by the chain. Actually I grabbed the whole mount with the bracket and pulled the whole engine you know, the whole power drain forward, no problem. So now I'm going to continue to go up while I'm pulling at the same time. Pull, come back. Let's see. You need to get the sensor back here to pass through up here. It looks like I can get away with taking a small block of wood. You use that as like a leverage point, but realistically, you should take the wiper cowl out because that's going to be annoying. Let me keep seeing if I can get this engine and trans to come forward because this is annoying. That's how I wish I had a helper that could help me with this part. Here we go. And now I'm going to keep on going up. Just pay attention on the sides, making sure we ain't got no issue. Now there's going to be a couple loose connectors. Well, not loose connectors, but one that was like a long connector, a black connector. One of them ran across the subframe. I guess that was the one I was trying to explain, but that ended up being a O2 sensor. For the power steering, I'm going to get a swivel 10. We're going to be removing one 10mm bolt, and that will release the high pressure hose off of the intake manifold. So the only thing I'm missing is my ratchet. If you give me a second to set up, and we should be having this out. Alright, that bolt fell, but it ain't like I ain't got thousands of them laying around, 10mm bolts, so figure it out when I start cleaning up everything. For the most part, I'm Gucci. Let's keep going upward. Oh, we also have, if I get some pliers, there is the return hose for the power steering that needs to get separated as well. You might lose fluid, but that's on you. You know I don't care. Get that separated. And without losing fluid, look like it drained out mostly. I need some paper towels. Let's see what else we need. I mean, I'm pretty much like there. I think I'm up temperature already. Let me turn this off. I got 2 heaters in here. Little small ones. Oh, I don't want some desk size. I don't know why I got that, but it does purpose. It does justice when the temperature is like a little slightly above 30. It'll maintain no problem. Have to run it, but when they get around like 28 degrees or less than freezing point, then I gotta run a propane heater until it's up to temperature, and then I'll just kill it. So pay attention. Always keep going around the engine, making sure you're not missing anything, transmission, extra connectors, because when you start stretching connectors, you better pray with the replacement engine. You got another one. So I'm going to keep on moving. And it looks like I'm Gucci. I'm past the point in the back of the intake manifold that's going to be hitting the cowl. That's why I wanted you to remove the cowl. But if you can get someone to tug on the engine forward while you keep it off of the cowl, you should be good. So I imagine that I kind of can go a little bit. You're making an adjustment. And you want to keep always rotating and then wiggling and then make sure it ain't like bind it up. That was the AC compressor that fell, which that's what I wanted it to do. I'm glad we took the compressor out. Why did we take the AC or just unbolt it? Because that helped me with like space for this reason. That's why I can, one of the reasons why I can take this out as is. And it's like this mount, I can already separate. Before it wasn't letting me separate it, and I imagine now if I back this off, I'll be able to get it out completely, but I'm going to leave it on there anyway. We'll worry about it later. So I'm just double checking everything, shift cable, heater hoses, nothing on, and I'm going to try to move this forward and make sure we don't hit this neck part for the radiator. Alright, when you start hearing clips and stuff cracking, just make sure it's not about to literally break. It's probably just stretching at least like the plastic grommet for it. But that's why I said push your way, wiggle, do all it is you can. to get this out. As you can see, I'm at the point of literally get this out. Let me get a catch can. I got fuel leaking. It's not a good thing, but I imagine it's just fuel, right? So let that sit up on there. Let the fuel drain out. Is it fuel? It's something. Coolant. Yeah, heater hose. That's what it is. Coolant. So let's go around this engine again. Looks like I don't have much holding me up. Like I said, I got the engine wire harness on here. So let me push it away. Keep going up. Alright, something else might be holding me up. But this is good because I'm at the part where I need to be. So, over here, you might need to get a long pry bar. It's just to pry the engine off of the side frame. Just a little bit. That helped out a lot. And I don't hit that AC line either. And now should be able to get that out of there, bitch. Come on. I'm there, and I imagine you almost there too. So let me keep doing what I'm doing. Alright guys, so like I'm fully disconnected all the way around. Like one of my catch cans fell. I want to make sure like coolant didn't get everywhere. I'm good. Let me proceed and push this forward. Come on, a little bit more. Come on. There you go. So we have to, we got the chain still adjusting, which is fine, because I got the engine where I need to be. And let's move this out the way. Let's close this video out. Hold on, I gotta do one for the gram. YouTube, you right here too. I got YouTube right behind me. Listen! So it said for this type of job, y'all saw that I had a clip that I did this before, and you're supposed to take the engine out from the bottom. It was supposed to be that way, which I've done it before with the whole subframe. This time around, I mapped it out. As I said, I freestyled it. What needs to get taken out? We didn't have any casualties, maybe a couple small plastics, nothing that can't get fixed with a zip tie. This will be a good how-to because I'll be the only one that got an official complete guide on how to take this out front wheel drive, no lift on just regular jack stands. I did it. It's hanging in the air just like that. Look at the engine bay. Look what I had to remove, and I had to finesse it. We did it my way, which we did some step side, kinda, whatever it is. I'm a digger. We're gonna dig it out. So Leekautorepair, we're gonna have a guide soon. Look out for it. I'll break this down in 3 parts, or try to do 2. I'm done recording. I'm tired of recording. I'm sorry, Instagram. I gotta talk my